Okay, I'm doing a little test to see if maybe I could do some content with what I love, slot cars and building custom cars. So I'm just doing a little vertical video, and I'll look back at it, see if it's the content be worthy. I have Tony TV, YouTube channel I could go live on, and then I have Slot Car Heaven, which is for slot cars, and I think I have 50 subs on there. Oh, I think you need 50 to go live. Anyway, I'm not sure where I should do it. Like TV is a good name because it's all encompassing. Like it's my TV station. So I guess I could mix the food and the concerts and the traveling. I don't know. But let's see if it's even worth it. So this is the last thing I was doing. I had brought this up to my office so I could I have to paint this green color. I found the right green. This is the 1966 Thunderbird, which was very hard to find, especially in the scale. Like my scale is a little smaller. This is 132 in 124 scale. A lot more, like 10 times the amount of models. But this is a very specific car, and this is the Thelma and Louise car. And one of the car companies a while back made these ladies that went into a Corvette. And I guess they were sort of giving a tribute or a shout out to Thelma and Louise. So I had to cut them in there, but they're going to look great. But the thing I was trying to do is I have to mask off this to be white, the white interior, and could do a nice paint job, you know? And that's really going to be hard to mask off. I want it to be pretty clean, so. But that's that. And then what I was trying to do was use the chassis that came with it and insert an engine or motor, but it really wasn't working out so good. So I put together a chassis. These are slotted chassis and they're adjustable. You can move the wheelbase, and then you can put different motor pods. I can have the motor, this is called Sidewinder. It could go inline, it could go on an angle. There are 3 different ways, and they're all have different benefits. That has more to do with racing. So I use whatever fits. So by using this, I'm able to avoid the seats. It works out good with the Sidewinder. And then I use all high quality parts. It's a slotted motor, slotted gear. I always try and match up the colors. Like I'm a little bit, that's like one of my things. Like even though it might not, like if I'm in a race, it might not be the best gear ratio because each one of these are different colors, are different gear ratios. This is pinion. Is a certain gear ratio in this, and when you put them together, depending on the gear ratio, it's either going to be faster in the straights, but if it's or if you do it the other way, you make it a big high gear ratio, then it's better in the curves. So you got to look at the track, but people really get into this stuff. So I just do it for fun, and I like making novelty cars, one of a kind cars. I never seen a Thelma and Louise car. It's going to look good. The paint job's going to be hard. So I made this chassis, and it fits under it. I could get the height right. I make these mounts. I use styrene plastic to make these mounts, and I got pretty good at doing that. That's a key part, and then that lines up pretty nice. See that? So I'm able to get the nice height. What I sometimes do is, do I have it in here? I just took out the chassis. Where did I put it? I'm not sure where I put it, but it had a big chassis. It just wasn't riding. It was riding, I think, too low. So this one I got the right height. So traditionally, the car in the movie has white walls, and I have them, but these are more decorative. They're not going to really hold on the track. These are, and what I do is when I build these, I save all the parts. So these are the parts that went in so far. So there's pinion gear. Okay, that's a little gear here, and I did a little technique with a file. I run and I filed that down that side and get like a really good match, and it just looks cool, like a little fine touch. Then I use these little, instead of soldering it, I use these little clips. So you could change out the motor, and I have a lot of motors. So like, I have a box of motors, and I have all different choices I could use, all different kinds. Like for the slotted, I had, I have different ones, and they're different kind of motors too, different So this one is a long can. That's an S can. That goes in there. So, what was I going to say? Where was I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, I was showing you this. So, this is the guide flag. It's an avant-garde slot green guide flag, and I did that because the card's going to be green. I guess I needed screws for the chassis, the sidewinder gear, so it's a 38 tooth, the motor. This is the motor pod. So the motor pod's important. This you could change out to different configurations and different kinds of motors. So you buy this and the motor, and you could keep on swapping it, and it floats. So you loosen these screws and it floats, and that, which any really good slot car, you know, at the 132 scale has a floating motor pod like that. That's like, if you get like the ones coming from the major manufacturers, they're just one solid chassis. They're not as good. This helps with vibration and different techniques of tuning it and stuff. So that's the motor pod. And then, so these are the tires, the white wall tires, but they're from Carrera, and they're not really racing tires. And these are from Mitos. These are rubber tires from, I think, Spain. And these are these. So they won't have the white wall, but I'll use these because I want the car to run well. I could keep, the front doesn't matter. So the front of the car doesn't matter. So the back of the car is where the grip comes from. That's where you need the better tire. On the front, I could do that. I might do it like that. But I'm not going to put, I don't want to have to switch it. You know, I put them in a case and stuff. I really don't run them around that much. But when I take them out, I want to just be able to put them on. So that's one project. So that's the last project I was doing about a month ago. And then I came down and I was like, what the heck? I looked at this. I'm like, did I make a chassis? Where would that chassis be? I'm looking all over, cleaning up. Long story short, the chassis was on my track. I have a big track that, and it was over there testing it. It's a 4-lane, 20-foot by 8-foot Scalextric sports track. Then this is another thing I was working on. I didn't finish yet. So this is, I don't know if, let's see if I can do this. Can't lose these parts. So one of these parts, let's see where it is. So this part here fits in, this little piece fits in, and it fell out, and I knew it was gonna fall out, and I'm like, where is it? And I'm like, oh no, and I looked on the floor, I rolled over it, of course. So that sucked. This is all that remained. And this is all right. So what this is this is this is from, like, I don't know, 60s or 70s. It was like over $100 for the model. It was used too, and it's not cheap. But this is like classic old slot car stuff, which is fun to dabble in too. And it's a midget. So this is the car. I haven't painted. I might not paint it to keep it as original as possible. And then if I ever sell it, someone can make it whatever the colors they want and stuff. But I have some amazing decals for it. So I will put decals on, and I could always just scratch them off with my fingernail if I don't coat over it. So I'll probably pick, I was thinking the blue would look cool on there actually. And then I'm not sure if I'll paint him. But anyway, getting back to the piece that I broke. This is the piece the way it should be. And this is what I did. I took a piece of aluminum, and I had it. It's about the right thickness, and I bent it. I don't have that wider part on the back, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. So, you know, it's fine. But I'm always thinking like, oh, I want it complete, and if I ever sold it, I want the guy to have everything. So these parts all fit in, and I try not to even glue them. So what I'll do is, like I said, I want to be able one day to give that or sell it, and someone could really build it however they want. But I use this white glue. It's like clear cement glue, but it's very much like, Elmer's glue. But I'll use that to hold the pieces in, and then you could just come later on with like some Windex or some water, and it'll just come off, and you can just scrape it away. So I'm gonna do that. I don't think I'm gonna paint the guy, but what I did do is I put screws. I did magnets. Look, I did some pretty cool things with the magnets. So I put the magnet here so you can move his arm and stuff. And then I did it on the other side too. You know, it's hard lining it up and stuff. Can you see it? So I got to bring it up more, I think, if I'm going to do lives and stuff. So this chassis is a replica chassis, and this is the real plastic car. And then I'll put all these pieces in. So this is the back. No, that's the front. That's the bumper. There's a cage in the back. Where the frick is that? This goes over the top like a roll bar. Muffler. Huh. There should be a big cage in the back like this. Oh, here it is, right underneath here. This piece. So this one is a replica I bought that was all from one guy, EJ's Hobbies. I think it was Ed. Not sure if he's still alive, but really cool. Like the wheels screw on and you have these little knockoffs that are screw-ons. And I painted this one. I really like this color, and I used these decals. And this guy, I did Magnus, so okay. So he's painted. And I think these pieces are pretty solid. I probably use white glue. And this is the chassis. So when I went to buy another replica chassis from Ed for this, he didn't even have any more brass ones. And he had no more of the replica kits. But that's the second project I'm working on, which they sit around and I go back and forth. But this one's pretty close. I just have to put the decals on, and maybe I'll paint his face. I don't know. It looks cool just like that too, you know. I think it looks just as cool like that, to be honest. I mean, it's a toy no matter what. So sometimes I think it looks cool if they look like toys. I'll show you one more project. Okay. Just straighten up. What happens is you keep pulling stuff out, and then you get really backed up with a lot of stuff on your desk. Oh, these are the decals. Oh yeah, I showed you the decals. All right, these are the original decals. So the guy will have that. So I could put those on too, you know. I don't know. I'm thinking the way I want to do it is sell it later on or give it away later on, and the guy could do it as if it's a brand new kit and make it how he wants. This is the last one. This is a very interesting project. So I build these wacky racer cars. So I only have one down here. I should have brought more down to show you guys, but they came out with 4 models, MPC, of wacky racers. I don't think I have anything around to show. And they were vintage and they were expensive. And I was buying them for anywhere from 50 to 100, missing a lot of pieces. Usually it's missing wheels and hubcaps. And I was able to get 3 of them. And Dick Dashley's Mean Machine, Penelope Pit Stops, Compact Pussycat, Peter Perfect's, whatever his car is named, it's like a hot rod. And then the last one I couldn't get was the not the Munch, what do they call that? The Creepy Coupe with the monster and the vampire. And that was like, I almost paid $500 and bought that. Anyway, long story short, they reissued the models and you can get them now for $25. But I made them from the old models. So I had 3. And then I went to something called Dorb's Rides. It's a Funko product, and it's a car with a big figure in it, of course, with a big head. And I was able to buy 3 of them and cut them. See, I don't know if you could see this. I cut it here. I cut it here. And I probably whittled down the height to bring it to a dimension more in line with what my cars are and what the other 3 cars were. And I did this with this one. I did it with the caveman car. I'll show you that one another time. And I did it with, they had the Creepy Coupe. So I did it with that. And then, but I didn't have the figures to put in any of those 3 because they were big. They come with a big head. So once the models were reissued, I put the Creepy Coupe, I put the real model figures in it, and it looks amazing. It's actually better than the real car, the model car, because the model car is long and fragile. Anyway, this is a Dorb's Ride. Like I said, I cut to size. It's got real, working mechanism that goes around my track. I'm always coming up with different ways of doing that. And it's got these really cool wheels. They're from that same company, Mitos. And then I made, so in the movie, it has saw blades. So I made these covers that go over and look like saw blades, but it has real rubber tires and it runs good. And then this is so this was all cut down, all of this. I guess this was cut. Wow, you can't even see where I cut this. Wow. Wow, I think right here. That's pretty amazing. So wow, I couldn't even see it. And this one, so now I was noticing I had this overextending and it was thick and it looked out of proportion. So I just trimmed this down with a razor. Not, I use an X-Acto like a carve, and now I got to mix a paint and fix that. And then here's what I did. So I went online and I found the guy selling this whole thing, but it was big in 3D printing, only for $50, which is amazing. So I told him I just need the figures. I need this guy, and I needed the chipmunk. This guy. He's cute, right? So this is the Buzz Wagon. This is from the Wacky Racist cartoon show. There were 11 cars. This is car number 10. This, so this is Sawtooth, and this is, what the heck's his name? It'll come to me in a second. But a really amazing print. I think it might be resin, so it's not, I don't have to really do anything to it. See, like you could see the pattern on the shirt and everything. I'm gonna keep it simple. I want it to be clean, so I'm not gonna be able to paint nice lines to make this plaid shirt. I'm just gonna paint it one color. If he had made these indentations rather than raised, I could have probably ran a little black paint, like thin black paint through it. But it'll be fine. So it comes apart. There's different pieces. So his arms just fell off. So I had this one done, and when I put it in, I just felt it was too small. I had told the guy exactly the size, and if he would have printed the size, it would have been good. So then I recommissioned it and got a second one bigger. So this one is 20% bigger than the other one, and it looks to be the right size for this car. It fills it really well. And what happened, though, was it was a bad print. From this point on, there was like a seam, and it was offset, and this was all bubbly and stuff. So, but it was, I'll tell you, it was good to work with. It was easy to sand it with a nice sanding stick. I use these sanding sticks. You ladies will know these as, doing your nails. Shout out to Queen Mother and Mary Jo, my wife, and Relentless. Who else? All the ladies. All the ladies out there. So this one fits it perfect, but I think it's too big. When I had it next to the other 6 vehicles, he just seemed too big compared to, like, he was way bigger than the monster. They should be about, but that's tricky. It's a cartoon and the scales are all over the place. But so I wound up going with I'm going to go with the smaller one, but with the bigger chipmunk. It's a beaver. It's a beaver. I'm going to go with the bigger beaver. He'll stand there and it'll look good. So, and then that's why I trimmed this down so it looked more in proportion. I think and so what I'll do now, so my next little piece on this would be, this comes out, I will build up a little seat for him, because he has legs, I might as well use them. I mean, I could cut those off, but I'll build up a little seat for him. And then this is clever, because these are held in with magnets, but I'm going to put like a metal floor there, and then I could slide this up tighter. So he won't be floating in there, and I think it'll look great. So, pretty good. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. I had a little piece of double stick tape to hold the, and I use that sometimes. I don't think I could put a little magnet in the beaver's tail. So this piece I made and painted. So yeah, I was able to salvage a lot on this. I think it came out well. And like I said, so I have to cut this out because he's holding a steering wheel. I mean, I could cut that out too, but I'm going to cut this out. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I got to figure out what to do to get that out of there. I opened it up. I had it open last night. There was nothing on the other side, like sometimes they push it through and melt it, and then you just cut that off with a knife and it pops out. It doesn't look to have that. So I'm thinking these, and I have to keep only for plastic because they get marred up with the. So this is just to cut sprues, when the parts come on a tree. So let's see. So this is actually, I was talking the whole time. Let's see if I could do something. That's good. I'm doing this now. All right, so I'm gonna just go for it. What the hell? There you go. All right, so it not only pulled it out. Beautiful. So I'll try and clean that up a little. It's pretty good. I'm just like, I like it really as nice as can be. Like here I didn't finish it. That's okay. But here you can see in the back right here where there's a little seam I painted over, but that's where I cut it because this was bigger, much bigger, and I wanted to bring it to scale to fit the other cars in my track. So I'm pretty happy. It's a lot of work. No maniac, not too many maniacs doing stuff like this. All right, let's see. Can I do? All right, so that worked out really good. That was good. Oh, here's another little thing I brought down. Some little thing I have to repair. I like to use this brush glue, but it got all messed up. It's Zap-A-Gap, but little brushes, but they get funky quick, and they dry out too. If you don't, I bought a whole bunch of sealed ones, but they dried out. That happens a lot. So, but this is the kind of glue I like a liquid glue with a brush. And then I have for glue, I have this, which is see that little hook on there? Let's see. I could hook a little dab of glue and then drop it in. So yeah, so that's what I'll show you guys. I'll do another video when I get this one. I'll have completed soon. I'll paint them up. I'll make the seat. So I'll make a seat on here, and I'll be able to use either guy. So I'll make it so if I'm going to use this guy, it'll slide back the seat, and so I'll put like a piece of metal under here and magnets in here, and you'll be able to slide it. I mean, it's doing it with friction, but I think a nice. I'll figure out some way for it to be like adjustable. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this is informative and something to keep you company while you're doing your work. And I'll see. Maybe I'll try it live.